home consumer here. You know when you go into a mobile carrier store for a new phone, it's never really fun, especially here in the United States. But the rep begins talking to you, gathering information on what type of phone you like. Well, at least they should. They don't always do that. But in the midst of reading off features, they mention HDR. Now, you've heard of HD before, but what the hell is HDR? Let's talk about it. But first, as usual, if you learn something new, if I can make you chuckle before the end of this video, if you like how I'm rocking, or if you just like my vibe, then go ahead, like and subscribe. While you at it, hit that bell icon too to turn on notifications. That way, ding, you know when I upload something new. Disclaimer, I am not an expert. I'm just sharing what I learned from various sources, so you don't have to read all of that yourself. But if you really want to, I will leave the links down in the description below. And now let's get back to it. First off, HDR is an acronym, and it stands for High Dynamic Range. And just like when I explained OLED technology, knowing what the acronym means helps nothing. So your TV features HDR, but HDR on smartphones and tablets is relatively new. Since 2017, high-end devices have had HDR baked in. Even Apple wasn't terribly late to the party for once. Thanks to HDR, your smartphone TV as well is able to show a wider range of colors. This helps make what you're viewing even more lifelike. Seeing exactly what color the grass is supposed to be, or a character's outfit, helps the scene come to life. Now, brightness and contrast are the focal points when it comes to HDR. With both TVs and smartphones, and even tablets, HDR utilizes the device's peak brightness. By doing this, highlights are better, but the dark areas do not get messed up. HDR makes a display brighten areas of a scene that should be brighter, but keeps darker areas as they should be. And this makes games, movies, YouTube, which I spend a lot of time on, look even better. And on top of being able to view HDR content, a lot of recent flagships can even record HDR content. So not everyone can record beautiful scenes. Unfortunately, none of this cool technology is just as easygoing. But normal consumer, you just explain what HDR is, right? Well, yes, in a very quick overview. Now, there will definitely be links down below if you want to go more in depth. But there are different flavors of HDR, because of course there are. First up is HDR10, which is the most common standard, and thanks to it being adopted widely, you can find the standard on devices across different price ranges. Next up is Dolby Vision. Come on down. Dolby Vision is Dolby's, the enhanced HDR. Apple began adding support for capturing and viewing Dolby Vision with its iPhone 12. Next up is HDR10 Plus, which is an enhanced version of the original HDR10. Obviously, hence the plus. So, why? Why different standards? Because technology. That's why. It's always the answer. But continue on. Both Dolby Vision and HDR10 Plus aim to be more dynamic than the original HDR10. Both can ensure your display is showing you the best the scene has to offer. It does this by utilizing frame-by-frame metadata. This is in comparison to HDR10, which may use metadata once in a show. Of course, right? So, and guess what, guys? We have another standard coming to the arena. The Ultra HD Alliance, which sounds fake, but is actually comprised of movie producers and tech companies, announced a new standard. The mobile HDR Premium is a standard which means a device adheres to certain standards. Any device with this certification has at least a resolution of 60 pixels divided by degrees, a dynamic range of 0.0005 to 550 nits, color space of 90% of the P3 color gamut, and a bit depth of 10. Yeah, I don't know what that means either. I have to do some more research and get back to you guys. However, at least there is a damn standard. But that's awkward because after all that this standard was introduced, there hasn't really been any devices with the certification. This is according to PocketLink. And that's kind of embarrassing. You have a standard, but nothing has it. Now let's touch on viewing HDR content. There's a reason why your sales rep may bring up your device being able to display HDR content. Not all phones are able to display this type of content. If you're shopping for a new phone and you want the best picture quality you can get, then check the specs. Remember, the HDR10 being widely adopted means you don't have to spend an absurd amount of money on an HDR-enabled device. So now you have your device, which can display HDR content. So you're golden, right? Still no. As I said earlier, technology is never easy. You still have to make sure the content you're viewing is HDR quality. If you're on Netflix, there's a strong chance you'll be viewing some HDR and Dolby Vision content. Netflix will even let you know if the content you're watching is available in HDR quality. Thank you for that, Netflix. Amazon Video supports HDR content as well. However, it supports it on Android. In addition to that, the Amazon Video app shows you what the max quality of a video is on TV. This means that on mobile, you'll be getting only HD. Geez, Amazon, let people know that. Oh, and of course on YouTube. Good old YouTube. Gotta love it. Okay, guys. Just like with the OLED video, I could literally go on for an hour and some change, but I won't kidnap your time like that. Simply put, HDR gives us a better cinematic viewer experience by increasing contrast and broadening the colors we can see. That is a super watered down recap, and I probably should have started with that. But, of course, I will have links down below for anybody who wants to go into a deeper dive. I will say that I'm super appreciative of HDR. From playing games on my 4K TV to watching HDR content on my smartphone, HDR has taken all of our viewing experiences to the next level. But that brings us to the end of this video. As usual, if I made you chuckle before the end of this video, if you learned something new, if you like how I'm rocking, or if you just like my vibe, then go ahead, like and subscribe. While you're at it, hit that bell icon too to turn those notifications away. Ding! You know when I upload something new. And please leave comments down below that way I can improve and make better content for you guys. Other than that, this has been Normal Consumer. And I'll catch you guys in the next one.